Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Ethan and Lucas back with episode 8, I believe, of the Bullpen Talk. We've got a great episode for you today. So glad to be back. We weren't able to make recent ones because Lucas was on vacation and I was gone places. Just the timing never worked out. But we are here again. Hopefully, we can start doing once a week again. Because it's been so long, we're not going to do our normally we go through different topics. Today, we really only have two topics. And first, it's just going to be about the intro, about all the injuries that's happened, and some different little key points. And then the rest of the episode, probably like 25 minutes of it, is going to be about the sticky stuff, the new thing that MLB has put out about the 10-game suspension. So we will go ahead and jump into it right now. I'm going to go ahead and go over some key topics in the last 2 or 3 days, and I'll get Lucas's opinion. So, number one, the D-backs fall for the 22nd straight time. Ties the record. Lucas, what are they doing? What?
I was coming home from the Indians-Orioles game on Monday, and I was listening to Tom Hamilton. He's the Indians radio broadcaster. He's like, the Diamondbacks have lost 20 straight. They're up 7-0. They are most likely going to break it tonight. I wake up the next morning, and I figured out Mike Yastrzemski hit a grand slam, and the Giants ended up winning. I
Yeah.
don't know what the Giants, or not Giants, the Diamondbacks are doing, but it is not good over in Arizona right now. That is for sure.
I don't know what it is. The vibes are off in the desert. I don't know what's happening. This team, actually, if you look at my preseason predictions, I had them in second or third place. Well, I missed that by a long shot. Holy crap. They've got the players, Lucas. I don't know what they're doing. They have Mad Bum. I thought Mad Bum was going to come, get a restart, get a kickstart in his career, and be better, but he is not. He has fell off the train. Don't know what's happened with him. They've got Ketel Marte. They've got David Peralta. They've got Estribal Cabrera. Now, granted, Estribal Cabrera is not the biggest name, but they've got pieces. Like, they're Carson Kelly. He's on there, right? The catcher?
Yes.
Yeah, they have pieces. Like there's no reason they should be losing 22 games in a row. Zach Gallen, is he hurt or is he still on?
I believe he is still hurt from batting.
Oh my gosh.
So
But
yeah.
I mean, 22 games, Lucas and me and we all know the Diamondbacks are better than this. Just things aren't going right. I don't know who the manager is over there, but just things aren't clicking. It's
Torey Lovella.
Corey Lavello. Okay. So I remember back in 2017 they made the wild card game against Colorado.
They did.
But ever since then, it's just been a downward slope. And I really thought this was going to be a bounce back year. They've got the players. They should be winning ball games. There's no reason they should be losing 22 straight in a row. Lucas, do you have anything else to add?
The Diamondbacks are not the only team with a big road losing streak like this. The Baltimore Orioles have lost, I think it's 17 straight road games now. And that is only a couple away from the Diamondbacks. Their last road win was John Means' no-hitter back in Seattle in May. Other than that, they have lost every single road game they have played. The Baltimore Orioles aren't as bad as the Arizona Diamondbacks record-wise, but the Diamondbacks should be better than the Orioles.
Well, the Orioles may beat the Indians today. Austin Hayes just hit a homer, so we'll see about that.
We'll see that right now. But we're still up 3-1. We're doing fine.
Yeah, the Orioles, I had high expectations for them too. I guess, see, this is my thing. I'm more hyped for lower teams and less hyped for bigger teams. So I downplayed the Dodgers. I didn't downplay the Padres. I downplayed the Dodgers, the Brewers, the and I downplayed the Yankees. But I had the Orioles doing. I had them in third place this year. I had them third or second. I thought they were going to do really well. But now that AL East division is so hard for the Orioles. You got the Bronx Bombers, who are doing terrible, by the way. That'll be in our next podcast. But the Rays are great. The Red Sox are hitting. The Blue Jays are hitting. So that's a hard division to play in.
Mm-hmm.
But the Orioles, Ryan Mountcastle. You've got Adley Rutschman in the farm system. Hopefully he can come up. You got John Means. back. They did have Hanser Alberto last year. I wish they would have held on to him. But yeah, they shouldn't be losing 17 road games. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Yankees or the Orioles. You just don't lose that many road games. But yeah, just the Orioles aren't doing it right now. I don't know what is up with the Orioles.
Yes. So now let's get on to some MLB All-Star voting, who we think is going to be starting. So Ethan, I'm going to have you start. Who are your guys you think are going to be starters this year?
Well, of course, I want Rizzo, but that's not going to happen. I don't think he deserves it. At first base here in the National League, I don't want to see Rhys Hoskins because I don't think he deserves it. But right now, I don't know who wants to start. I'm going to wait till all three when they for phase 2 when they narrow it down to 3. But I would like to see Freddie Freeman over there because I'm just the guy who wants to see the stars at the All-Star game. So I'm going to put Freddie Freeman there. Second base, Adam Frazier or Nico Horner is okay with me. Ozzy Albies is an okay one with me. Shortstop, Fernando Tatis, Javi Baez. Either one. It's a flip-flop. Third base, Chris Bryant, of course. I think he deserves it. I want him there. I want him there every single year. Chris Bryant's my favorite player, and he deserves it this year. He's batting .297, and he deserves it. He got hurt on yesterday's game or the day before. He got hit in the hand, got a contusion or something on his hand. But catcher, Buster Posey and Wilson, I want to see them in phase 3. Outfield, I don't. I guess Jesse Winker, Acuna, and Castellanos would be a good outfielder. And my pitcher, I would really like to see Bauer start the All-Star game. That's funny.
That would
and
be fun.
I think for the Cubbies, I think Bryant's going to start at third base. I feel like Craig Kimbrell's going to make the All-Star team. And I feel like maybe Ryan Spera may. I don't know if he keeps doing good, he will. Mm-hmm. But definitely are shoe-ins.
So for me, did you just want me to do the American League?
Yeah, just do the American League.
Okay. So for me, at first base, you got to do Vladimir Guerrero Jr., like that obvious choice. Nobody's beating him. Second base, it would have been Nick Madrigal, but he is out for the season if you have not heard. So it's got to be Marcus Semien. He had a great month of May.
Yeah.
At third base, now it's a flip-up because Jose Ramirez is doing very well right now, but so is Rafael Devers. He is on fire.
I don't see Rafael Devers shouldn't be at third base. Look at the batting average. It's not there. And yes, I'm an old-timey person. I like the batting average. Rafael Devers should be a reserve, but he should not start. Hot take, but keep going.
It's either Devers, Moncada, or Jose. I think they could all make the All-Star team.
Yes.
Shortstop, Bo Bichette is up there, but Xander Bogaerts is your starter, without a doubt. He has had a breakout season this year, showing people what he can do, because people forgot. Catcher, obviously, Salvador Perez, always good, always trustable. Outfield, so people are voting for Byron Buxton and Mike Trout. They should not be all-stars. That is just my opinion. They have not played half the season. Yes, are they big names, big stars?
I don't think Trout should, but I think Buxton should.
I just feel like they haven't played enough for me. But one person I haven't heard many people talk about, who's batting .344 right now, Michael Brantley. Yeah, he should be an all-star starter. And then Adolis Garcia, I think he should be in the mixing for that. Teoscar Hernandez. And then Cedric Mullins is in there too.
Yes.
So those
Rosarena make it phase 2 too. I'd like to see
maybe Rosarena. And then for the DH, it's got to be JD Martinez.
Yep.
Or Jordan Alvarez. I mean,
people
maybe
Ohtani. People are voting Ohtani. I don't like it. Why? No, there's no reason.
Because he's exciting. I know, but
make him a reserve.
Ohtani will probably make it.
Get that. He doesn't have the batting numbers, you know. Once again, like that podcast we done, people are enamored by his talent, not his. He doesn't. Oh, my dog's barking. That's okay. He doesn't not have the numbers, and his pitching is okay. But even when he does, he pitches 5 innings, guys. That you just can't have a 5-inning pitcher. He at least has to go 6, and his batting numbers aren't there. Definitely shouldn't be DH, and I don't like the people who vote him for DH. If you want him to be exciting, have him as a reserve. And on Michael Brantley, I totally agree. I saw MLB Network had a segment where they wanted Michael Brantley out there, so I agree with that. And I do have one question for Lucas about the All-Star game. Lucas, when you vote, are you voting for who you want to see, or are you voting for who deserves it? Because I'm a little of both. Because I want to, when I watch the All-Star game, it's for the fans. Like, that's it. Like, it doesn't mean anything anymore because it's not home field advantage in the world. So now I feel like the World Series should be who you want to see out there. Put the stars out there. But I want to hear what Lucas thinks.
Depending on it, so like if it's who I want to see and they're not having a good season, example like let's say Matt Chapman. He's a great defender at third base, but he's batting 224. You just can't have him playing in the All-Star game.
Yep.
So like I'll vote for them if they're having a decent season, but if it's like if there's like another player who's just way outworking them, way out hitting, out pitching them, whatever, but then they should be. That's who I would vote for.
That's pretty fair. And I don't know what Lucas feels about this, but I'm a huge All-Star Game fan. Like, I love the All-Star Game. I love everything about it. The Home Run Derby, the Futures Game, the All-Star Game, everything. This may be a hot take. I don't know how other people feel about it. And I feel like the All-Star Game isn't respected. I don't feel like people like it as much. But I would rather watch the All-Star Game than the World Series. Just going to say
I always love it because my team always wins. American League. We haven't lost
in the National League has been on a dry spell, but I love everything about the All-Star Game. My favorite part of baseball. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the voting. You get to vote, or the merchandise. All players, every team gets a representative. I just love it, and I don't feel like it gets as much hype as it does like the NBA All-Star Game, but it should.
And then to finish off for my pitchers in the American League. I would have said Shane Bieber, Tyler Glasnow, but those two just went on the IL just a couple days ago. So Garrett Cole maybe, and then maybe some Danny Duffy if he comes back. He started off pretty good, but he's also on the IL. Yep. And then for relievers, I got Aroldis Chapman and Emmanuel Clase from the Indians. He has been, and I mean, that's not my bias talking. He has been a shutdown closer this year with his 101 mile per hour cutter.
Yep.
He has an ERA of .96, ton of saves. He's been a solid pitcher, and I think he deserves a spot this year. But that's just it's not my bias, but.
All right, let's round up the intro. One more thing. Bregman hit the DL. Donaldson hit the DL. Jacob deGrom went 3 innings in last night's start and had some shoulder discomfort, so we'll see what happens with that. Tyler Glasnow got hurt, and he blames it on Major League Baseball. So we are going to transition into the sticky stuff, and I'm going to start it off with the 2 big injuries. Glasnow blames it on the sticky stuff, and I don't agree with that. We'll get into that here in a minute. But what I do want to start off is Shane Bieber. There's been like a semi-conspiracy theory that Shane Bieber went on the IL, 10-day IL. So if that's true, I've heard that. I want to know what Lucas feels about that.
I haven't heard that one. But Bieber doesn't seem to me – he hasn't pitched like – even when they started talking about it, his velocity kind of stayed the same. Yeah, I really don't think he was using it.
I believe I heard it on Talking Baseball. They're 2 or 3 days ago, they were talking about like that was one of the things people were blaming it on. I don't believe it, but I don't know. It's a little fishy. And so after that, we'll go into Glasnow, and then after that, I have a huge thing to talk about, and me and Lucas will talk about it, and we'll talk for probably 30 minutes, probably longer than we should. But Glasnow has been, he admitted it. I like his honesty. He says he does use sunscreen and rosin for grip. And I don't believe that. I feel like anything, if it makes you sticky, like if it puts sticky things on your finger, that it's going to help your RPM. He may not say that, but it will. Trevor Bauer, that video he did where he took the baseball and stuck it to his palm using sunscreen and rosin. Yeah, you could increase your RPM with that. But he blames his injury on Major League Baseball doing this halfway through the season. And so I really don't know, should they have done that halfway through the season or should they wait to the offseason? I feel like they were in the right. You stop the cheating now. You do it now. And one more thing before I let Lucas speak. People have been using the thing, well, MLB didn't enforce it. Is it really a rule if they don't enforce it? Yes, it's in the rule book. I did a video on it yesterday. That rule is in the rule book. And I don't know, I'm sure Lucas has heard it. If anyone in your family ever gets in trouble, any family member, a cousin or something, and they do something stupid and their mother says, and they're like, well, my friends do it. And, the comeback, well, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? And that's kind of the same situation. It's against the rules. Yes, people are doing it, but just because other people are doing it does not mean that you have to cheat. And I feel like that's it. That's the rule. Who cares? Like, I love Glasnow. One of my favorite pitchers. He's a great personality on interviews. But Glasnow, it's against the rules. I don't care if it's sunscreen and raws and it's just giving you a little extra grip. No, it's against the rules. It clearly states that you can't have any foreign substance. And I don't care. Like, that's on you. Like, you used foreign substance. You knew it was against the rules. And then when MLB finally started enforcing it because they don't want it to be another steroids scandal, then you got hurt because you went cold turkey. That's on you, Glasnow. That's all I have to say about the Glasnow injury.
So for me, I'm gonna say to MLB, what are you doing? I'm a bit on the opposite of Ethan. Um, they do this in the middle of the season. Like, do this at the end of the season. Put this part of the CBA next year, and you are going to try to go into a big debate with the Players Association this offseason to get a new CBA for the next decade, and you just put this down on them. And I'm pretty sure any pitcher who's done it does not like you right now. And I mean, I get they want to see a lot of hitting. I mean, you want a lot of hitting in baseball. And with the whole MLB average this year, you need a lot of hitting in baseball. But doing this in the middle of the season was just not the move because you just made a lot of people mad. And this is one of the reasons that are going to be leading up to a strike next year.
Yeah, I see the point. I don't know if they should have done it in the middle of the season, but that's it. But this comes full circle. Like, it goes back to the offense. If we ended the season today, it would be the worst batting average in the Major League Baseball history, even worse than the dead ball era. And so, yes, you need contact. The power was up in 2019. Strikeouts were up. Strikeouts are even higher this year. I saw a statistic that said 1/4 of all at bats end in a strikeout. And
That is not good.
Like this, everything goes in full circle. It's like, well, MLB is lacking in audience. Well, how do you get audience? Well, the game's too slow. We know why the game's too slow because everyone's striking out. There's no pace of play. There's no action on the field. Well, that's because 1/4 of every at bat ends in a strikeout. You need more people to hit. But at the same token, MLB deadened the balls. What? If you knew pitchers were using substance, why would you even deaden the balls to make it harder for hitters to hit? I feel like this is MLB erasing their errors, putting a Band-Aid fix. Yes, it's going to work for now, but it's a Band-Aid fix, and this is going to suck so bad because the Players Association is made up a lot of pitchers. Like 3/4 of the representatives from each team are made up of pitchers. Pitchers are the big people that go into the Players Association to represent their team. This is not good. Enjoy baseball while it lasts. Here, hot take incoming. Enjoy baseball while it lasts. We will not see baseball for a year plus after this year. Like, there's no way. There's so much on the table. Even last year when we were trying to get the season, there was so much tension in between the CBA and the owners, or not the CBA, but the Players Association and the owners, and it's just going to be even more. The sticky stuff, that just added a huge pile. It's not going to be good, Lucas. It's not going to be good.
Not at all. So for me, for Tyler Glasnow, I did not say this. Going after and blaming MLB for injuring his arm, I think that is just a move for him to make an excuse on him getting injured.
Yes.
Because it does say in the rules you cannot use foreign substances. Now, I get they have not enforced it, but
it's still a rule,
It's still a rule. and you got injured, so you just got to recover from it. Hopefully, he doesn't have to get Tommy John because that would not be good because I love watching Tyler Glasnow pitch.
Yep.
But someone else said something just like Tyler Glasnow, but a little different. Carlos Rodon going after MLB also, saying, "You're going to suspend us 10 games and fine us, but all the players on that 2017 Houston Astros team get nothing for their cheating, trash can banging schedule." You guys all know about it. Ethan, what do you think about that?
I think he's true. We talked about this. I've kind of halfway forgiven the Astros, but yeah, I mean, but there's been no punishment for the pitchers either. They have to know, like, no one's been punished yet, so you're still off good. But I totally agree with Carlos Rondon there.
I can also agree. I'm kind of starting to forgive the Astros because really the people who haven't forgiven them are Dodgers
Yep, Yankees.
fans. Yeah, Dodgers and Yankees fans. Those people who haven't forgiven them yet. But I was just watching Jose Altuve hit a walk-off grand slam this past week, and I'm like, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I'm kind of conflicted. How should I feel about that? Because I'm like, he cheated, but he's also a really good player. That's just, I don't know.
yeah, because Altuve is kind of that underdog story. He's a little
Mm-hmm.
guy, and you
Mm-hmm.
just want to root for him. But then you come out and cheat, and you're like, and you give out an excuse, the tap. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't. So hard, but real quick, I do want to talk. If we're going to talk about foreign substance, Baseball Historian did a fantastic video. I don't know if Lucas has watched it yet, but I took a couple notes from it that I really wanted to talk about. And so, if we have to talk about sticky stuff, we have to go back to the roots. The first, what baseball is about. And Sports Illustrated just did that release about the new steroids, and it had like the hand with the baseball and like goop coming down from it. So, obviously, players have been using foreign substances from day one. It's been known. They used spitballs. They used the shine ball. They used grease, tobacco juice, oil, field oil, some conditioner that they would use on the field. They would use that. Anything to get an edge. You've heard Pedro Martinez, if you had the Jerry curls, kind of got that. Nolan Ryan about a pine tar to help your curveball. Everyone's heard this. We've all heard this. Pitching cheating has always been in baseball, but it shouldn't have been. And when that rule about there's no foreign substances, because before that rule happened, it was part of the game. Everyone liked it. It was part, if you can get an edge, you get it. But on August 16th, when the Ray Chapman accident happened, the ball had so much foreign substance on, Ray Chapman didn't react, hit him in the head, and he died right there on the field. And from that day forward, baseball banned foreign substance. Also, with the Black Sox scandal, that had a little bit to do with it. But they banned all foreign substance. But when they did that, they grandfathered 13 pitchers in for those 13 pitchers could still use the spitball because that was their entire thing. The last pitch of a spitball was in 1930, and you go from there, and it was still used because once again, MLB never enforced it really. Some of the greatest, everyone used it by the way, but just kind of the ones that we all know is Whitey Ford, Nolan Ryan, Don Drysdale, Don Sutton, Pedro Martinez. All of them kind of, two of them have made books, and they've all came out and said it. One thing I wanted to say, Don Sutton, in an interview, a reporter asked him, "Have you ever used foreign substance?" And he said, he says, "No, not at all. Vaseline is made here, right, and is manufactured right here in the United States." So everyone used it. That's a funny comment. The excuse me. Baseball historian called Gaylord Perry the Picasso of foreign substance. He wrote a book about it while he was playing, may I mention, halfway through his career. And he went 10 years after doing the book, and then he finally got caught and was suspended for 10. And yeah, it's a rule, guys. It's in Rule 6.02A and 6.02C4 cannot apply any foreign substance. And that's it. And I just feel like you can't use foreign substance. I feel like you're either on one side or the other side. And I want to know if Lucas has anything else to say about all that information that we just said.
Going on that Don Sutton comment, if only Garrett Cole said yes or no.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Funniest interview I've seen in a long time. Garrett Cole is asked, "Did you use Spider Tech at any time?" Well, I really know.
I don't know how to answer
I don't
that.
really know how to answer that. Great job to the reporter. I'll give you a nice clap. You asked him a yes or no question. All he had to say was yes or no. He didn't answer either, which means yes. So,
Yeah.
but to all Ethan said, it's obvious people have used it. They've tried to cover it up. The last time they gave out suspension for foreign substance was, I believe, Michael Pineda. I believe that was the last time with all that pine tar on his neck, which was crazy. Not sure how
Yep.
it took so long for people to catch it.
Yep.
But and they just stopped enforcing it. And strikeouts have gone up. Home runs also went up, but it just got, I feel like the pandemic kind of just gave a lot of time for pitchers to work on everything,
Yes.
find that right mix, get those inside people at different places and give them these nasty pitches that shouldn't even be allowed technically.
Yes. There's all kinds. Eric Sim, I'm sure you saw that video where he took all the substances and used them. And Chris Rose had a comment on his Instagram live that I really liked. He said about the Tiger Glass now, he was like, okay, using sunscreen and rosin is like driving 45 in a 30. Like, technically it's against the law, but you're not going to get a ticket for it and you're not going to get pulled over.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, using Spider Tack, liquid chalk, Pelican grip dip, that's like going 100 in a 30. Like that. Against all baseball laws, that's definitely stuff that can increase your RPM. And like this liquid chalk, Spider Tack, and Pelican grip dip is used by I don't know if Lucas knows the World Strongman when they have to pick up the big boulders and lift them above their head and set them on a stool. They use Pelican grip dip and liquid chalk. That's the stuff they use so they can grip a huge, like 500, 300-pound boulder. Like, and if pitchers are using this, imagine how much RPM can increase. Shouldn't be using it. And I'm going to leave the rest of the episode. Lucas can go and talk about anything else he has on his notes.
So I was just looking at a couple things yesterday. Garrett Cole, his rates per minute, I believe, his RPM, is that what they call it?
It's either rates per minute or rotations per minute.
Yeah, I think it's rotation. That sounds right. His rotations per minute were down in his start yesterday.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if that means he's scared, if he just stopped using it after that press conference. But I'm for sure Garrett Cole used it. Justin Verlander used it. James Karinchak, he had the sticky stuff in his glove. Indians pitcher. Or John Means, yeah. It's around the game. And I feel like people are saying now that we have this, that the hitting is just going to go up. I really do not think the hitting is going to go up. Even before it came to like its highest peak this year, that's going to get at with all these foreign substances things. Even in 2019, strikeouts were up. This game is all about home run or strikeout right now. And I feel like the average might move, the MLB average might move maybe a couple points up. But I don't think it's going to be drastic as people are thinking it might be.
Yeah, that's once again, we're living in an age of baseball where we're in a 3 true outcome: the home run, walk, strikeout. Again, one I said about the CBA, full circle, pace of play, stuff like that. That all ties into that. But yes, pitchers, even if they didn't use this, they're still fine. Like, I'm just going to tell you, you're fine. Pitchers are throwing faster than ever. Lucas knows this. There's like, I think, 36 pitchers who can throw a pitch 101 miles per hour or faster, which is crazy. You have never seen those numbers. Where in Major League Baseball have you been able to see 40 pitchers consistently throw over 100 miles per hour? It's never happened. Pitchers are faster, and you don't have to use any of that sticky stuff to be good. And even the best batter, Ted Williams, he still had like a 340 average. That's not even half. He's not even hitting half of the balls. So, I mean, that's nothing. You get pitchers are still going to be good without foreign substance, plain and simple.
Yes, I agree. And I believe that is all we have for this episode.
Yeah, I got every point in my book here.
I did too. So I'll start us off with the outro and you can end it.
All right.
Let's get it going. Thank you all so much for listening. I had a great time doing this today. Oh wow, that is not a strike. Anyway, Jose Ramirez just got rung up. Anyway, got a bit off track there. Eddie, oh boy. Okay, getting off track. Eddie Rosario just hit a home run.
Eddie Rosario, did he hit a home run? Oh,
Yes, he did.
No. Oh, see, I'm watching on MLB Network. You're ahead of me.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I'm getting a bit off track. Probably shouldn't have done the outro. Anyway, had a good time doing this episode today, talking about all these foreign substances, on how it's affecting the game and everything. Comment down below what you think. Is the MLB average going to go up like everyone's thinking it is? Is it just going to go up like a few points, or is it going to go down? Comment down below. What do you think? That is all I have for today. Ethan, send us off.
All right. I know I talked a lot this episode. I don't think Lucas talked nearly as much. I kind of took the spotlight today, but I had a lot to talk about. Some things make me angry. And I went like full Mad Dog on the rundown. Like,
yeah.
I just foreign substance, it's one of the things that makes me angry a little bit. Not angry, but frustrated. And yeah, I hit all my points. That's all you need to know. It's against the rules, period. Don't do it. Even if other people are doing wrong, you don't do it. And that's what you have to think. And for you, the listeners, thank you guys so much for watching. We took about a month break, but hopefully we can get some more podcasts once a week, if not once a week, once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, because we definitely need to start doing that more, having more series recaps, kind of. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what you think of this entire sticky stuff. There's a lot going on, and you need to be